my name is Liz. I'm Sleeping Luna Designs, and today we're trying something new. New-ish. Okay. Sorry, I'm coming over on the other side and adjusting my microphone a little bit because I am not used to myself being quiet. So here we go. So today we're working on a bag kit. This is Cinema Roll from the Sanrio Hello Kitty universe. And this is a leather bag. This is a kit that I got off of Amazon. Y'all actually purchased this off of a Throne wish list for me. So basically what Throne is, it's like a privacy wish list. Like, you can purchase gifts for your favorite people, your favorite streamers, your favorite content creators, but they don't know your information and you don't know their address and information. It's kind of like a middleman to make sure that everybody is safe and secure, which is really cool. I love it. If you want to check out mine, link is in the description. Please note that those gifts that get sent, if you buy a kit like this, where all the pieces come separately, usually what I'll end up doing is I will craft it on stream and I give it away over on Twitch. That's what happened with this particular bag. My friend CaptCasa won this bag, so I'm just working on finishing the last two sides. And then we are going to get it boxed up and shipped out to Casa. So I wanted to come over. I'm just going to craft a little bit. And maybe we'll do a little bit of catch up along the way. Because honestly, I haven't really thought about what I'm going to talk about. I'm just sitting here trying to get a few things done while husband is doing some stuff. Excuse me. Husband's working right now. I got off of work about half an hour ago, like half an hour before recording this. Typically, I'll go and move out towards the living room around, it's 4:35 when I'm recording this. So typically on a non-streaming day, I move out towards the living room about 5:30, 6 o'clock. And then we figure out dinner and go forward from there. But tonight, Frozen, my husband, if you are new around here, my husband goes by Frozen. His online handle is Frozen Mirage, so I shortened it to the version he doesn't particularly care for. But he has there's a card game that was out ages ago when we were kids, more when he was a kid. It's called Magi Nation, and it's, if you don't know anything about like trading card games or anything of that variety, think kind of like, it's not Magic the Gathering, but it's the same essence of a game, if that makes sense. Like, it's the easiest thing to compare it to, even though it's not the same thing. But that game, like, the company that made that game went out of business a long time ago. And the copyright for the card game got held onto by a different company that I don't even know if it exists anymore. But the rumors are now starting to circulate online that Magi Nation is about to make a comeback. And there's an online tournament going on with, like, to actually, like, play this game and try to, you know, win games again. They're trying to drum up excitement because I guess there are rumors that they want to start reprinting the game and bringing it back. So Frozen is so excited. He is beyond geeked that this is even happening. So yeah, I had a little bit of, I guess what the kids would call free time tonight. So I wanted to finish up Casa's bag. Now, Casa's an amazing human. I absolutely do love Casa. And you know what? Maybe this is going to be like the platform where I can like word vomit or like dump all my thoughts and just create content and like just call it like a one-sided craft and chill as a substitute for words that I can't say on this platform. I'll put the acronym up top. If you know what it means, put it in the comments. Or make up a new fun acronym for like a craft and chill sort of situation. But here's the thing. Like, I love all of these streamers to death, but I feel like we are all so incredibly busy between our own communities and IRL life that we just don't have time to do anything. And like, we don't have time to, how do I put this? We don't have time to be like the bestest of friends. I think we're all so busy trying to make our brand, get that bag, whatever, like build a community, whatever the goal is per each person. I feel like we're all so busy that like doing our own thing and creating our lane, not even just staying in it, but like initially attempting to just create our lane, that none of us have time to spend, you know, really like hanging out together unless, surprise, surprise, unless it's like a collab, which is unfortunate because there are so many people I would love to have as like true besties or true friends in this community. And it's not that I don't want to reach out to them. It's that, I don't want to bug them. They have so much going on as it is, and I don't want to interrupt, or I don't want to be the thing that prevented them from getting stuff done today or doing X, Y, Z, whatever. And I don't know. Is that a thing of trauma? Is that like a trauma response? Because a former friend would tell me that that was a trauma response. And I don't know if that's accurate anymore. These leather kits are actually really fun, by the way. If you've never done one of these like leather bag kits before, they can be fun. The problem is that some of these tutorial videos are kind of meh. There's one brand that tends to make these kits. Let me show you the one that I have made that I still have at the house. I've given so many of these away, it's not even funny. Like, at this point, I think this is like my third or fourth one. And I have another bag that I'm going to be making for Sailor Summer, which we'll talk about in a minute. But this was the first one I ever did. And, like, I can look at it and see all the glaring issues. But, stupid beads. Oh my god, I cannot wait to find all of these and get rid of them all. I hate these things. Somebody who house sat for us put these all over my house, and I freaking hate them. Wasn't funny then, wasn't funny now. But these leather bags are actually really fun to put together, and you can kind of take out some of your anger on it. The thing that I've learned over doing all of these is that when you set these, you kind of have to light these ends on fire when you're done with them. Shorter ends work better for this because then you don't get these charred bits. Like, they're not fully, like, charred, but they look a little bit, they just look a little nicer, if that makes sense. So, we'll just have to slowly work through these. You have to make sure you tug and kind of pull every time you put them through. Because if the stitches are a little bit, if you keep a tension on them, they come out a lot more even than if you don't. And sometimes these ends just don't want to come out great. But, oh, sorry. I lost focus yet again about what we were talking about. No, but I was saying about like the Twitch streamers. We really like crafting streamers. We all want to really be close to each other, but we're all so busy. But the other thing that I don't think people realize about streaming, you do end up talking with other streamers, right? We may not know everybody that exists, but a bunch of us do talk, if that makes sense. So we always know if there's drama. We always know if somebody's stirring a pot that they shouldn't be stirring. We always celebrate each other's successes and just try to talk to each other. But like, we talk, but we ain't, like, we're not all as, like, super besties. And I wish we could be, but time doesn't exist like that. Time really doesn't exist like that. But what else has been going on? What else can I rant at you all about while I am working on this? I haven't really posted much about it here on YouTube. Not at all. Let's be real. I've been really bad with keeping up with YouTube, and for that, I'm really sorry. As my friend Pickstitch says, IRL before URL. Which, by the way, that's a good mantra, and I hope Pix doesn't see this, because at some point I will be making him a cross stitch of that and telling him thank you for helping me learn my own boundaries. But I made a crocheted ball gown in collaboration with, partially in collaboration with Lion Brand Yarn. Now, to say that that's a feat is an understatement, because it started out as a joke and turned into a legitimate, like, thing. Like, so I'm hoping I can, I don't know how to put markers in while I'm recording this, but that's okay. Maddie Morphosis at, the drag queen Maddie Morphosis at DragCon UK, January of 2023, walked in and had this stunning, gorgeous, granny square crocheted ball gown by the wonderful crocheter Gina Galena. Gina is a wizard or a sorceress, whatever you would like to call her. Gina works magic with yarn. I don't understand it. A lot of what Gina has been doing lately that I have seen are like installations and like big crochet installations. It's really fascinating. But I saw this gown that Maddie wore, and I went, what if I could do that? And I jokingly sent a tweet out being like, okay, but does anybody want to sponsor this? And I tagged a couple of yarn brands. I tagged 2 craft stores. I tagged both Joanne and Michael's. And then the only other yarn brand I knew that was on Twitter at the time, which was Lion Brand. And I have been using Lion Brand yarns for like everything. They were cheap, affordable, not cheap quality wise, but like budget cheap. And like a good affordable option for yarn makers or for like crafting. It made sense for me to use Lion Brand as much as I did. But no joke, 20 minutes after I said I made this joke tweet, and I'm like, oh, they'll never see who I am. It's fine. It's fine. 20 minutes later, I get a DM from Lion Brand saying, hey, by the way, here's the email for our social media manager. Message her with the screenshot of your tweet and let's talk. And I went, okay. And then I think what happened in my head is that, that Morgan Freeman voice of, and it was then that he realized they effed up. That's the moment. That was the moment, sis. So I'm sitting there like, oh my God, what did I do? What did I do? What did I get myself into? And I pitched the idea, and the idea actually is pretty similar to what it ended up turning out to be. Originally, I wanted to do it with white and rainbow instead of charcoal and rainbow, which is what ended up happening. Hopefully I remember it in post to put some photos. If not, please take a look at my Instagram. There are photos all over. And hopefully in the next week or two, I'm going to film a really rough looking vlog and post pictures of the gown, because there's another fun update about it, and I'll share that in a minute. But originally the gown was supposed to be white and rainbow, and then I kind of ended up changing my mind because white will get dirty, white will absorb cat hair, hand oil, and like hand oils and stuff. And I didn't want to have to spend extra time cleaning. So changed the plan, and they were totally fine with it. And in total, they ended up sending me about half the yarn I needed. The first time I needed to do a restock of yarn, I didn't want to come across as begging for free stuff. So I went out and bought my own yarn. And then I had to end up extending the due date, the deadline that they were expecting. And so I sent them an email. I said, hey, listen, things kind of took a turn between my health and just general working on this dress for so long. I haven't been able to hit my deadline like I wanted to. I'm estimating a completion date now in mid-July. And they said, that's fine. Do you need anything more? And I said, yes, please. Yes, mommy. Thank you, mommy, daddy, for my Paw Patroller. That's kind of what I went for at the moment. But thank you, mommy, daddy, for my yarn. That they sent me more yarn, and we were off to the races. I think in total, I ended up using between 16 and 18 skeins of yarn on this dress. But I love it. And it's finally done. It has been photographed. I have filmed some content with it. And now the newest update on this ball gown, it is at the county fair for judging and display. It is going to be up at the Clark County Fair in Ridgefield, Washington, from August 4th until August 13th. And it is in the clothing exhibit. And it's right near a door. So you're going to be able to see it as soon as you walk in, which is mind-blowing to me. Kind of wild to me. But, and I'm very nervous about this whole thing. I'm very nervous. I've never been judged on my crafting really before. There's, the court of public opinion and all that, and that's what I'm shockingly used to court of public opinion on the dress. But not a formal judging system. Apparently they use both American and Danish judging systems for county. And I have, number one, I don't know what that means. I should learn what that means, especially if this is going to be something I continue to do. Which it's sounding like it is becoming something I'm going to continue doing. But number two, Apparently with the, you can win rosettes and stuff. So kind of like, I guess what everybody else would call a ribbon. It's actually called a rosette. So I'm really interested to see like what my scores are. I'm really afraid because I did take some shortcuts. Good God, I hope they don't find this video before before the fair. I did take some shortcuts. Sometimes I tucked threads in and just wove them in as like, just instead of weaving in ends, I just tucked and stitched on top of them. Because I was like, it's a display piece. Who's ever going to know? I didn't know I was going to enter this into a competition when I was making this. So I didn't have a competition mindset when I made this thing. I had a completionist mindset, which was get it the heck done and don't miss your deadline again. But yeah, so I'm nervous about being judged. I'm nervous about the point system. Some pieces had little knots in it, like for ends, because it gave it extra stability. Some ends, I had to go through and trim a buttload of ends before we went there because stuff was just randomly beginning to poke out after, being formally worn. All sorts of random things. So I am quite nervous about hearing the outcome of what people thought about 4.5 months of work. Because it did. It took 4.5 months. And I'm very nervous to be told, I'm very afraid that I'm going to be told, oh no, your work is crap. And I know that's not the case. And so don't go up in my comments saying your work isn't crap, blah, blah. I know that. Deep down, I know that. But it's like a fear of being judged and being told that my art isn't valid. It's a weird feeling because I know my art is good. It's just now of, do the people giving out the fancy shiny awards think it's good? So we're almost done with this first piece. And this kind of comes together a little bit weird. Like, because you could see how bumpy it was originally when we started down here. And now it's a little bit easier to get it through and lay it flat because it's actually up that seam. So if you ever do one of these leather bags, specifically this one, and you're like, why does that side look like it's not even? This is a trust the process. This entire thing is just trust the process. It will work for you. Just give yourself some patience and some grace. And I promise it's going to be just fine. Okay. And no, I am not going to speed this up or do actually very much editing. I might not even put the pictures in. I said I was going to. I think I'm just going to put this up as a raw vlog. And I know it's going to be a long one, but at the same point in time, I would rather have something raw and unedited with my unfiltered brain than pretend like I know what I'm doing with editing and make jump cuts and make things not make sense. Okay, so the next step, we are going to go one above. So this is where all the stuff cuts off, right? Like this is kind of the end of the row. But we need to go back and secure that side a little bit more. So I'm actually going to go through that right here. It's going to fight me, isn't it? Yeah. then up into the inside, because I don't want this melted, like the little melted piece sitting on the outside, because that'll take away from the aesthetic, right? So we want to go up into the inside of the bag, because that's not as publicly facing. And then most of these videos are going to tell you to just cut it off and burn it right there. But somebody who came into my Twitch channel on the first bag that I ever did said that it is indeed okay to go ahead and do a double knot and then cut and burn. Now, if you disagree with that process, let me know. Tell me in the comments down below why you do disagree with that and what I should do instead. But in the meantime, there's that. And what I need to do, I have my not so good lighter right here. So let me get that. So you burn the ends, and then I wait for a second, and then I smush them down. So then that way it kind of melts into everything else around it, and it won't come undone. So it'll kind of look like that. So now we need to rinse and repeat and put this piece on this side. So it kind of is a little bit difficult to set up. So I might be quiet for a second here while we figure that out. These kits usually include everything you're going to need, you know, with the exception of scissors. So just, if you're going to have scissors, get, like, for this, get a good pair. I shouldn't really be using my embroidery scissors for this, but they do work really, like, this pair works pretty decently. And also, this pair is pretty trashed, so I'm okay with using them for this case. The coating is coming off of them to give that beautiful color. It was a little llama. And so what they want you to do when you measure this stuff, they usually tell you it'll be 4 times the length of the entire area you're stitching. Because you are going through other layers and things like that. But I tend to go just a little bit longer than 4.5 times because I'd rather be safe than sorry. And so that's 1. That's 2. That's 3. Shoot. So 1 and 2. And then I'll just do 3 and 4 in one go. And then I will cut a little bit longer just for, like, my own sanity's sake. Because that also, in my opinion, and this may be wrong, so this is a my opinion thing. I can come in here and use that extra length that I cut to secure everything, like secure my needle to itself. So with this waxy kind of thread, and I know I did that quite quickly, so you might not know what I just did. I'm going to thread it through the needle. And I don't mean to be going tutorial on y'all. My brain is going blank. So this is the easiest thing I can think of. And then I pull a good chunk away, like, length there. So then that way you can kind of see there's extra length past the tip of the needle. And then I put the waxy thread on the tip of the needle and kind of push it in and hope it like gets in the center of all of that. And then you pull it up until it can't go anymore. And then you let go of the end and you pull until it's secured around your needle. It's really handy. So it's like a double-sided, like we're stitching from both sides is how this ends up working. This one's gonna be rough. Have fun, they said. Do leather working, they said. It won't hurt your brain, they said. So we're getting the outside lines, or the outside holes on this side piece measured with the holes on the outside of the bag. And then we're gonna make our way all the way around. And I am indeed gonna start with this side. They usually will tell you, make sure your threads are even. So to combat that, I usually put my threads in. And then I'll push them at the same time until like they're both equal. And then I grab both of them and pull them at the same time until it goes all the way through. And then I start with the outside one first, or the one that's a little bit further down, because then that way I can make my starting stitch not too terribly tight on this first one. But by using that one that's lower, I can pull it and not pull too tight. And then I can start working on this other piece. When I get it pulled through right here, I can pull and it's tightened and secured. Yeah. So that's how I start it. All right, so we're gonna just usually end up going 2 at a time, right? So I'll go out to in. And this is like very different compared to like what the videos show you what to do. So I might be completely in the wrong. And if I am, let me know. But I usually do 2 at a time because then that way I can pull it through and then I can pull both threads in the same direction at the same time. And for me, that's been giving me better like evenness in my stitches as I go down on certain pieces. It's just been working out really well for me. So who knows? So I mentioned a little bit earlier, there's an event going on right now called Sailor Summer. So throughout the entire month of August, we're supposed to be doing Sailor Moon crafts, but like this one needs to get done. So like the need to get done takes the precedent over what I want to be doing. So, but Sailor Moon, like Sailor Summer is all of August. You do Sailor Moon themed crafting and share your work, finishes, works in progress, whatever you may want to share. You share those on Instagram using the hashtag SailorSummer23. And my friend Sophie, who is the Diamond Help Desk here on YouTube, Sophie and I are going to be like resharing all of your works. We're going to showcase some new exclusive things that we've found for crafting. We're going to find some cool small businesses to support. There's some people who are doing giveaways. It's going to be a good time. So earlier in the afternoon, I learned how to section a diamond painting because I'm going to be doing a diamond painting. I did one a while ago here on YouTube. You kind of saw the beginnings of it. I'll link it up in the corner or something. I never ended up finishing that diamond painting, and it got ruined, unfortunately. So I was a dumb, and I let it sit out for too long, unprotected, and the glue got gummy. Wow, I tried to say glummy, like glue and gummy at the same time. Huh. But the glue kind of got nasty, and so I kind of gave up on it. But we're gonna start this new diamond painting. And we sectioned everything off, which was nice. It was good. And it was a new skill to learn, right? So did that and prepped that for Sailor Summer. I do have a cross stitch that is ready to go as well, from Stitchy Nova. I believe that's the user who made that pattern. It's the moon stick. And it's so stinking cute. I just hope that I have everything I need. And I hope the color fabric I picked is going to be perfect for it. And then I'm on the fence about trying to do a different kind of craft. Because, I mean, I do have a leather bag kit that we can do for Sailor Summer. I do. I have a Sailor Moon themed bag we can make together. But the other thing I'm wondering is if I should hold off on the leather bag and try something completely new. Like, I saw somebody on Pinterest who did the Sailor Scout uniforms, but in origami, which I thought was fascinating. So I thought maybe that could be an option, or just, maybe trying something different. Sorry for the ASMR noises. They are rather noisy today. But I have, I don't know, there's a lot of stuff for Sailor Summer that we could do, that we could work on. There's just a lot of really cool things. I've got so many other projects working at the exact same time, though. I don't know how I'm going to make time for all of this. It's just a little bit of a chaotic disaster, a little spicy disaster, if you will. I'm hoping by taking the time to do this now instead of starting Sailor Summer things, that I can hold myself accountable a little bit more. And I think the other thing that's also helping with that is that we're keeping this on YouTube, right? So being able to hold myself accountable by posting, by like sitting here and recording, and essentially what makes me feel insane, like I'm just talking to myself, because I am. And I thought immediately of putting like a thing of text on screen that says, "Because you are, Liz, stop being stupid." And I just said it instead so I can make my editing brain confused. But then I remembered I'm not going to be editing, and I'm just going to probably throw this up without doing any edits to it. Yeah, it's fascinating for sure. And I don't expect anybody to get this far. If you have ended up getting this far in this YouTube video, in the comments, I want you to put, I want you to say who your favorite Sanrio character is. Since we're working on a Sanrio character, in the comments, tell me who your favorite Sanrio character is. if you've gotten this far. Just so then that way we can be like, oh, we know who the real ones are. But, oh God, what was I saying? This is the problem with having undiagnosed brain issues. Can never remember what you were talking about. The only thing I can think of that I wanted to bring up and talk about with everybody was like upcoming things that are happening. Oh, and upcoming projects, other projects we were working on. Oh my God, there we go. Thanks, brain. I appreciate you deciding to, clock in for your shift today. No, I want to work on Sailor Moon themed things, but I've got so many other projects on the go. I've got a cross stitch I need to finish for my friend, the Dayspan Zero over on Twitch. He won a cross stitch that I really need to finish. But then comes the problem of I started another project with hopes that I was going to be able to enter it into county fair, which I'm not. I'm not gonna push myself that hard. But now I'm sitting here with this project that I started for county fair, and I've just never bothered to finish. And it's a purple cardigan. It's a purple hexagon cardigan. I'm not going to pull it because the hook's attached and I don't want to screw anything up right now. But it gave me Taylor Swift vibes. Like, it's like purple, like Speak Now purple. If you're a Swiftie, you may understand that. It's like Speak Now levels of purple, like throughout the Eras tour and everything else. It's really pretty. But my cousin Ashley, she's adorable and I love her. I'm so proud of her for graduating school this year. She graduated college this year. This girl is like a freaking superwoman. I don't get it. How she's done everything she's been doing. But anyway, Ashley has gone and seen Taylor Swift in 2 different states. And number 1, I'm jealous. But number 2, I feel like she needs some Taylor Swift, like, magic in her life. So what I'm doing, I'm making her this purple cardigan, and it's real cute. It's real cute, like. It's going to be a cropped cardigan. Got to make the arm length a little bit longer. I did screw that up, but that is a-okay, because I can get it fixed rather quickly and easily. But we are working on this cardigan. It's going to be cropped. It's going to be cute just for her because she is just wonderful. And the thing I did during, like, earlier in the day, I found a template maker for, like, to make your own Midnight's cover album. And so what I did is I actually made, I'm calling it, Cardigan Ashley's version, because it's the cardigan and it's her version. And I'm going to put her graduation pictures on it, like as the album art. And then where the track listings are, I put like a description of what I sent, like what I'm sending, which is the, oh my goodness, what's going on here? There we go. This one decided to fight me a bit. I'm putting a description of like a purple cardigan that gave Speak Now vibes. And then I put the care directions on it as well. So then that way she knows machine wash separately from anything else you have. Don't put that thing in the dryer because you don't want that to shrink, and acrylic yarn just doesn't do good in a dryer. So just gave her some general knowledge. But I made that template today, and I need to go get that printed, but I don't know where I should go get it printed from. Like, to make sure it's good cardstock. Because I only need the one, right? I only need the one copy. So it's not like I need to make... it's hard to order a copy of one through something like Canva. Because Canva is going to be something where you order like a mass amount of invitations or something. But I just need one singular piece. So like I'm debating between Walgreens and like FedEx for that. But I've got that cardigan. I've got the cross stitch for my friend Dace, which is it's by Grandma Girl Designs. It's the design that says, "Oh, hell no." And it was cute. It's real cute. It's very much Dace's vibe. So I'm sure that they're going to love it. And then I have this quilt top I'm supposed to be making. And I can't bring myself to do it. Number one, because I'm not great with sewing. I know how to sew, but I don't do it very well. And I don't do it often enough to become proficient at it. But number two, this quilt top is supposed to be a memory quilt for my Nana, who passed away in March of 2022. And it's all of my Nana's old cotton shirts. She wore these like button-ups and aprons that were all cotton and had like snap buttons or regular buttons on them. And most of them were sleeveless, but pretty much everything she wore were these 100% cotton shirts. So I got my mom to send me all of Nana's old cotton shirts. And I color grouped them together and cut a bunch of pieces. And we're doing a quilt that the pattern is from Annie's. And it's a really simple quilt top, don't get me wrong. It's just, I think the emotions tied to all of it is just making it really hard for me to work on. 'Cause like I recognize all these shirts. If they were shirts I didn't recognize and I don't have core memories of, like, my Nana wearing them, maybe this would be easier. But, like, I have core memories of things that we would go and do together. Or, like, I can be like, oh, it's in this picture. Or, you know what I mean? Like, it's tough. It's just hard. And even a year later, or a year and a half later, it's just really hard for me to really think about it, about my Nana being gone. So I have that quilt to work on and everything else. And now I'm going to be starting Sailor Moon themed projects. So it's going to be a lot of projects on the go. So Sailor Summer themed crafts have to be relatively small this time. And this diamond painting, while technically being small, is not small for me. So we're gonna have a good time trying to balance everything. And then in between that, Frozen and I are going to a concert with some friends at the end of August. One of Frozen's favorite music artists, his name is Sage Francis. He's a rapper. Sage is going on tour. And I don't think he's actually toured in like a decade. So it's sort of a big deal that he toured, or that he's touring. And our other friend got the VIP booth. So then all of us mid-30-year-olds can sit in the back of this theater and be like, we're so old, we're gonna sit the entire time. All of us mid-30-year-olds are just gonna go pretend like we're old and falling apart so we can get away with sitting at this VIP table that we paid for. It's ridiculous, and I love it. But then right before the concert, my mom and dad are coming to visit. So that'll be an interesting time period. And then right after, like a week after the concert that we're going to, we're going up, Frozen and I are going to Seattle because we are going to go to Nintendo Live. We ended up winning tickets in the random lottery for Nintendo Live. And I said, screw it, we're going to go. Because we've lived up in the Pacific Northwest for 4 years now and still have never been to Seattle. So I said, why not? Let's just do it. Let's just go for it. If you have gotten 50 minutes into this video so far, first of all, oh my gosh, you're still here. You wild person. I love you. Second, tell me if you have made it this far in, tell me your favorite place to travel and why. Let's make the comments really weird. They could be like, where did she talk about, like, traveling and why? Well, now you know why. Only the besties get to know this information. So we are getting close to being done. This is the last piece that we have to fully attach. And yes, they are going kind of diagonal. And so with these side pieces, like you saw in the last one that we did, like this section ends up being some of the hardest to do because they kind of end up going diagonal and not properly aligning at first until we keep working on it and push those pieces to the right spot. Just like that. But the other thing about these bag kits, they aren't always punched fully. They always, like, the holes aren't always punched through all the way. I feel like some of that is because these are slightly cheaper kits that come off of Amazon and get shipped from like China. I feel like these come off of a factory line. And for me, there's no problem with that with these kits. I don't know how to do all of it myself. So therefore, I will learn to accept and love the materials that come into my being or come into my space and work with them as best as I humanly can and not attempt to fight them too much. Gotta learn how to work with it, not against it. So yeah, this is really what I do in my evenings. Usually I watch a stream while I'm doing this. So right now I am currently missing my friend Katrina as she streams. She is, what is today? August 2nd. So she is cleaning her office right now. And a few people on Twitch have been doing this. They'll use a wheel. Like, they program all the things that they need to do around their house or to clean a space. And they'll plug them into this, like, randomized wheel. And then you can spin the wheel and you have to do whatever the task that the wheel, like, you have to do the task that the wheel tells you to do. And then you mark it off your list. And then you just get all of your tasks done through that. And it's fascinating. I feel like it's a good way for people like myself even, who have trouble keeping up with housework or keeping up with anything that isn't a hobby. And even then, I have trouble keeping up with all of this too. But I feel like it's a good method to, you know, for cleaning a house or for anything else. Okay. So we are almost at the end. I'm going to push that in a little bit. That inside piece was just fighting me a little bit, but with a slight adjustment, she's up and ready to go. But in the comments, if you've made it this far, which is almost the 56-minute mark, and I hope you do this on all my videos anyway, when you come across this, tell me about the project that you're working on. What are you working on? What are you struggling with? What successes in this project can we help you celebrate? Tell me all the good, bad, and ugly. Tell me all of it, girl. And I say girl as in Gurl, which for me personally means like it's the same as like y'all. So I hope that you can understand that I am trying to say y'all, and girl is the first thing that came off of my brain. So I apologize if that confuses some of you, but I do mean it as y'all. But yeah, let me know what y'all have been working on. Give me all the tea on that fact, on that progresso soup. I was gonna say the full word, but I usually jinx myself if I say progresso soup without the O soup attached to it. So it's, yeah, I tend to jinx myself. So we say progresso soup or other P words like princesses, pineapples, peaches, papayas. Yes, even some naughty words to not jinx myself and to make sure that we get a finished piece. And we are almost done. Which is awesome because I just remembered I have to do chores around the house. So I'm going to have to hurry up, make a cute little thumbnail for this video. No, I think that'll be good right there. I think that's what I did on the other side, didn't I? I did. Okay, perfect. So I did just finish that last piece, so we're going to go ahead and tie it off real quick. And then I'm going to tie it, and then I'm going to zip the zipper, and then we're going to burn the edges. Just so then that way there's like no way I'm going to heat the metal up or something. Oh my god, it looks so cute! Okay. Gonna pull her up and do it a little bit different. There we go. So now there's a piece missing from in this section. And I believe I put it, I had to put it somewhere. Like, I had to put it somewhere close by. Like, it couldn't have gone too far. And if it did, I'm gonna cry. Because then that means I have to edit. I don't want to edit. I'm gonna have to edit, aren't I? Oh, I hate this. I hate that I have to edit. The audacity of me to not remember where I put the chain or the strap for this. It shouldn't be far away. Oh God, I broke everything. I knocked down one of my lights. Nope, I'm keeping this in. We're gonna go for it today. It's just, we're going for broke. I broke one of, I hope I didn't break my light. That would be the worst day ever. Okay. Oh, I love today. So I don't have it in there. It should be in there. But I don't know why it's not there. My birth mom made me this really cool storage bin. And it has all sorts of, like, doodads on the side. And, like, places I can stash stuff. Which, in all reality, I shouldn't have a place where I can stash a bunch of stuff. Because it's gonna get taken up. But... oh my God, now I don't know where the strap for this bag went, and I'm gonna go crazy until I find it. Oh no. Well, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna call it here. So I can go find the strap for this really cute, adorable bag, and what the picture of this kit showed was having this tied around both the straps and we'll see if we can. I'm not great with bows, so you'll have to excuse my poor bow making skills. Because I know there's a specific way you're supposed to do this. Yeah. I don't do great bows, but there you go. So this is the bag. Basically the piece that's missing is the strap that's right here. It's around this office somewhere. I just don't want to make a ton of noise and dig for it. But anyway, this is what we finished today. Casa, this will be in the mail to you soon, my love. I really hope you enjoy it. And if you all made it this far, a minute and 3 seconds into this video, or an hour and 3 minutes into this video, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really do appreciate you. And I will see you all very, very, very soon, my friends. Bye-ya!